This morning on The Dish, a chef with a true Louisiana legacy. Isaac Toups was born in Cajun country to a food-loving family that's lived in Louisiana for more than 300 years. And from barbecues and fish fries to shrimp and crawfish boils, his early years were filled with flavor. After starting out as a professional chef, he worked for Emeril Lagasse in New Orleans, and that's where he and his wife Amanda opened their own venue, Toups Meatery, featuring house-cured meats and other dishes, sure to please any Cajun carnivore.
2 years ago, they added Toups South, located inside the Southern Food and Beverage Museum. Some of those recipes are featured in his new cookbook, Chasing the Gator. Chef Isaac Toups, you have put me in my happy place with the table. Welcome.
That's what I do. Thank you for having me.
And let's start with the place where the knife is in the table. It's a very dramatic beginning.
It's one of my favorite dishes at the new restaurant, Toups South, and I'd always want to put this dish on. However, at my other restaurant, I had a different pork chop dish, which I'd have a riot when we changed it, the big double-cut grilled one.
Oh, you had a riot?
This one, yeah, I always wanted the giant plate of fried pork chops to make the fried pork chop sandwich, which was like the quintessential New Orleans dish. Fried-in, bone-in pork chop sandwich. I put my own spin on it with my father's pickles and espresso aioli and lettuce, and so you can just bite into it. You wear the bone.
and this is?
Oh, these are my lacquered collard greens. Plenty of pork. We have our cornbread, dirty rice, essential. That's my grandmother's dish. And we have our steamed syrup hand pies, which are just absolutely dynamite. In fact, all my parents and aunts and uncles, they fight over them.
I bet they do.
Straight up fight over them.
And this puppy right here?
Oh, this is one of our signature cocktails. Enjoy. It's never too early to drink in New Orleans.
Now, you know, I have to say, full disclosure, I do know the difference between Cajun and Creole country.
So you're the one. You're the one. Congratulations.
But I have to tell you, you can date your family back to the 1700s.
That's right.
But you say that it's not just a lifestyle, it's a mindset to be Cajun.
Absolutely. It's kind of it's a terroir, it's a flavor, it's this whole mindset, it's using stuff from the land. It's really, we kept our culture. And we're one of the few places in the South that really embrace that culture and really like to bring those influences from France and brought those influences down from Nova Scotia as well. We melded with the Creoles. We have Mexico right next to us. And even nowadays, we have a wonderful Vietnamese community. We have the Irish, we have the Italians.
Native American.
Native American. We have a wonderful melting pot that is New Orleans. And coming from Cajun country, this melting pot just works in Cajun food.
I love that you said that your family was a family of foodies, even before foodies was the term that everybody was using. You had these influences even your dad was bringing to you.
Right, man, my dad's a dentist. and so the rest of my family, but my dad was always the one who's like, oh, let's go try this new thing. Let's go try the kimchi in the Vietnamese market way back in the day. It's like, oh, here, have some stinky cabbage. And as a kid, I'm like, no, you're going to try it. I don't want to try it. Like, no, eat it. Like,
You ended up walking into Emeril Lagasse's Delmonico restaurant at the age of 20 with 8 months of food experience, basically.
If that much. if that much. I walk in, green as hell, didn't know what I was doing, walk into there, got a job just on a whim, and worked myself up for there for 10 years.
That was like the finest Emerald restaurant in the town.
Right.
That was bold.
Totally. No, it was dumb. There was a different side of bold. It was just like, I'm just going to walk into this restaurant and got a job and as the fry cook. I started as a fry cook and worked myself up to second in command before I started to break off and did my own thing.
So and then, I was just gonna. We're both there. Like, but then you're like
I'll eat.
A fishmonger. You like
bold or dumb on that. That's
right.
I was a fishmonger for 3 months.
Right.
When I took my culinary breaks, I got a little burnout. I'm like, I don't want to be a chef anymore. Went sold fish and realized that I do not deal well with customers and almost slapped someone with a fish. I'm like, I've got to open up my own restaurant.
Right. What was that like to go out on your own with your wife Amanda?
Scary. And another silly part. The company motto is we're too dumb to be scared, which is really good because
I like that motto.
Right. It's very scary. Open up your own restaurant, but as total rookies, we're like, let's just go do it.
And no slapping the customers in the face.
Let's just do it. I've only had to throw one customer out.
Oh, who was that?
Some big dude who's way too inebriated who needed to be shown the sidewalk.
Oh, Lord. The cookbook is sort of this love letter to the way you grew up and to that Cajun influence. What was it like for somebody who doesn't like to measure and do recipes in the traditional sense to do a book like this?
Hellacious. So we had to go back and measure everything that was already in my head, which was difficult. So what we had to do was I take a pinch of salt. Isaac, what's your pinch of salt? I reach in with my forefinger, death punch of salt.
Had to
it ended up being an entire teaspoon. I'm like, oh, Oh, my pinch is a teaspoon, which is way off. That was the hardest part, going back and trying to get in my brain and get out.
You have stories upon stories, but as you sign this dish, tell us if there's anyone, past or present, that you could share this meal with. Who would it be?
Oh, you know what? I think it's the Marquis de Sade, because if someone's going to throw a party that I want to cater, it's that guy. Wow.
I just want to be at the party that you're at.
Yeah.
Chef Isaac, we thank you. And for more on Chef and the dish, gosh, head to our website at cbsthismorning.com.